Okay, I think you want everywhere. What?
Wondering what's going on here? Well, you might just watch or skip to the end. But in the meantime,
So just see if this motor has enough torque to move it, and then if that works, then we simply just pour in some water. And since metros are more heavier than dry goods, so let's quickly move on to that. Crazy contraption. Yeah, just too close in here. Safety first. Okay. So let's see. Okay, we have to give it a kickstart since the starter winding connection motor is kind of faulty. I don't know. I haven't connected properly. Okay, it's working. So now I already have some clothes that have soaked in water, so we'll just put it. We aren't actually washing. We're just testing if the motor has enough torque to actually move the clothes. Because it wouldn't make sense if you can't move the clothes in the first place. Okay, we'll move it out. Then I have some wet clothes. So there are two clothes, right? So I'll just put the rack. Let's do this. We'll pour in some water. Now let's find out if he has enough tape to actually move this clothes there. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. It's really heavy. Okay. Okay. I think speed water everywhere. What? So I need to find it like what? Ah. Okay. Yes. So he has enough tape to actually spin the clothes. And if you're wondering why I have to like kickstart it before it start going, well, this is an induction motor. I think it's from a printer. So and it's a single phase induction motor. So single phase induction motor often with starters. This is specifically a capacitor starting induction motor. But now I have to reverse its polarity. I mean reverse the rotation direction since the initial when it's rotating this how do I don't know from the perspective, but when it's rotating clockwise, it was actually losing the bolt that I used to actually hold this in place. So I had to rotate it counterclockwise, so it actually holds the bolt in place. So on doing that, I don't know, maybe I don't know how to connect it, but the starting coil or winding doesn't no longer function. So I have to at least start it manually, like you manually starting your car. Okay, I think that's that for that. Let's move it. So the next thing I have to do is to somehow find a way to enclose it to prevent the water from spilling everywhere. And another thing, I haven't actually like I was thinking of doing a pump to actually pump up the water or suck out the water when we are done. But that's unnecessary complexity. So I'll also drill a hole here and then find maybe a tap attachment or maybe just put a tube, then suspend it pipe. Because normally water can't flow above atmospheric pressure. It can't move. I don't know. You know what I'm talking about. So just for this, I was thinking of using this form I made. Really old. I haven't actually used it for anything. I was thinking of using it. I even found another one that I made before. Using this, yeah. Also, this actually just kind of like for vacuuming a bit. I could still modify to actually suck up water. If you watch the video I uploaded on YouTube, you actually see me using the suck up water. So yeah, but I think this is just an overkill and this is just waste of energy because and it's so loud. So just go there. The route was drilling a hole in our tank. So just move it. Yeah. So the rats. That's that. It's not bad. Not bad. Yeah, so that's it. Just a scrappy build, right? Yeah, we just had these broken buckets, these things lying around. And I've also actually built a washing machine, right? So I just decided to just put everything in place. It's like a big deal. And I'm already a fan of this design washing machine. This actually it's actually called a front load washer, even though I'm loading from the top. So I'm more a fan of the top washer that uses the agitator. So I actually built one It's actually you can get it. It's right. So yeah, just it's often called how do you call this? We call it Juga Makoba. Juga from India, right? Like it wasn't stuff. And if you take a closer look, you notice it's just an inline skate. That's a skate shoe wheel. So I just use the bearings on both sides of the bucket to hold the shaft that holds the wash basket in place. So the weight isn't actually on this fragile um, um, bowl. So if you take a close look, you notice I actually have to patch this, like kind of cover it because they are really broken. Not like not up to a mother level, but you just fell and break. So it's really fragile. So I have to ensure that the weight is completely held in place with this block of wood. So it's just there as just to hold the water. So that's it.